Hello, this is James Arthur Ray, the author of the New York Times bestseller Harmonic Wealth, as well as my latest book, Life Unleashed Blueprint: How to Live Life on Your Own Terms, Harness Your Unique Genius, and Have Maximum Impact on the World. Now, we're here in installment number 5 in how to be happy, engaged, and totally fulfilled in your life. Are you getting some great nuggets? Some great practices, some things to put into play in your life? I hope that you are. More importantly than getting theory, I hope you're applying this, because it's not what you know that determines your success, wealth, and fulfillment. It's what you do with what you know. And I know that makes sense to you. So we've talked about 4 fundamental factors, and here's the 5th. The 5th one is feedback loops. Or I should say maybe are feedback loops. Now, there's a lot of research on the concept of feedback loops, and I'm not going to get into all the specifics of feedback loops here, but you can probably figure out what feedback loops are just by the name. It's the time that feedback takes to get back to you. And what I will say quite simply is that research proves that the shorter that feedback loop is, or the shorter the time is that you get feedback, the greater the probability for you to become great. Right? Now, let me give you an example. Kobe Bryant. When he was chosen to go to the Olympics with the basketball team, the American basketball team, to the 2012 Olympics, here's what Kobe did. First of all, he'd been to the Olympics before. We need to understand that. He was already Kobe Bryant, which, as you know, means he's incredible in his craft, definitely masterful in his craft. He was already there. And so, what does a master do? Well, if we look at Kobe, did Kobe rest on his laurels and go, oh man, we're going to go kill it in the 2012 Olympics? I'm Kobe Bryant. I've invested all these years in becoming masterful in basketball, and I'm going to just go crush in 2012. No, that's not what he did. Because, please put this in your notes, practice is not something you just do to become great. Practice is what you do when you're already great to become greater. Did you get that? I'm going to repeat it because it's really important. Practice is not what you do just to become great. Practice is what you do when you're already great to become greater. And Kobe is a great example of this. What did Kobe do? Well, in his preparation for the 2012 Olympics, he got up, first of all, at 4 a.m. every morning. Now, just as an aside, in my online program, The Habits of the World's Most Wealthy, we look at research that proves that individuals who have a net worth of $3.2 million or more and make at least $160,000 a year or more, about 85 to 89% of them get up early. Get up early. Why? Because they're excited and enthused. That's the whole topic of this series, right? They're engaged, they're fulfilled, they're happy. They're going after something big. Up early because they got big goals to achieve. Kobe got up at 4 o'clock. And from 4:30 to 6, he ran wind sprints every single day. From 6 to 7, he lifted weights every single day. From 7 a.m. till 11, he shot jump shots. And his objective was to hit 800 jump shots minimum in that 4-hour period between 7 and 11. 800. And then at 11 o'clock is when practice began with his team. You follow that? 4:30 to 6, he's running wind sprints. 6 to 7, he's lifting weights. 7 to 11, he's shooting 800 jump shots. Then he starts his team practice. And he was already Kobe Bryant. Now, in addition to that, he also lost, I think, 33, 34 pounds because he's never been overweight, but he wanted to take it easy on his older knees, older being his 33 years of age at the time, right? Now this is such a prime example of mastery and such a prime example of work ethic, which is critical. We talked about that a little bit, Anders Ericsson's work and how much it takes, you have to develop your innate abilities. Did Kobe Bryant come in with abilities to play basketball? You bet he did. You bet he did. Did he have to develop them? Absolutely. Does he continue to develop them? Absolutely. And that's not the point of this particular talk here that we're having right now. The point is feedback loops. So let's go back to his practice, and let's look at that period specifically between 7 and 11, 800 jump shots. Now, think about a feedback loop, which we've already defined as how quickly the feedback comes to you, right? Between 7 and 11, he was going for 800 jump shots. So what does he do? He shoots, makes it. Okay, great. I know how that feels. I know how I was standing. He shoots again, misses it. All right, let me check in and see how that felt. What can I do differently? Let me make an adjustment. Let me shoot again. That was close, but not in. Let me make another adjustment. Let me shoot again. In, swish. There it is. I know how that feels. I know how I was standing. Let me shoot again. Swish. I got it now. That's all right. You follow me? For 4 hours, the feedback loops were very, very, very tight. Now, how does this apply to your life? Because, I've been in business. I've been an entrepreneur for almost the entirety of my life, and maybe you are as well. Most of the people that I work with and talk to are, or they're moving in that direction. When I go back to my days at AT&T, I remember I would get an annual review once a year. Now, what kind of feedback loop is a 12-month feedback loop? Not a very good one. And then, when I started my own company for the first time and I had team members, I would do quarterly reviews. Well, what kind of feedback? Is that a good feedback loop? Well, it's definitely better than 12 months, right? 3 months is better than 12. Could it be better than that? Probably. Probably. You get the difference? The more we can tighten those feedback loops. Now, just as an aside, if I'm coaching you to build your business, you may not have time to have daily feedback with each of your team members. I don't. All my team members are virtual. So it's difficult for me to have daily feedback because we all have a lot to do. However, I am constantly thinking about how can I incrementally shorten those feedback loops and give tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter feedback in performance, because that's what guarantees you as an individual and your business to succeed in massive ways. And by the way, that's what also guarantees happiness, engagement, and fulfillment. Feedback loops. Because as we've already discussed in our previous session, you are hardwired to mastery. Every single one of us. If you have team members right now in your business who are not performing at the level that they should be performing, I can promise you that they're not happy. They're not engaged, and they're not totally fulfilled. Why? Because we are all hardwired to mastery. Each of us wants to be great at what we do. And so as leaders in the business, our job is to consistently find the place where our team members can be great, where they shine. In our personal lives, our objective is to constantly find the place where we can become great. Let me ask you to write this question down and, more importantly, answer it. Where's the one area in your life that you can devote your entire life to and have the possibility of becoming great? When you find that, then you found it. You found the key. And then you just got to tighten those feedback loops. You got to take action. You got to act, analyze, adjust. You got to act, analyze. Did it work? Did it not work? Make adjustments. Again, act, analyze, adjust. Act, analyze, adjust. We could talk about so many things here. Speed, feedback loops. All those things are critically important. But I hope I've given you some things to think about. And go back and watch this series again, because these 5 things will give you what you desire and deserve. And at the end of the day, what you desire and deserve is not more money necessarily, although you might get that. In fact, you do these things, you have a greater probability. What you desire and deserve is not a bigger house or a better car, although you could get that. And if you do these things in this series, you'll have a greater probability. But what you really, truly desire and deserve in your life is to live a full, fulfilling life, to be happy, to be fully engaged, and to be fulfilled, even in the difficult times. And when you find it, then you've found it. Hopefully I've given you some things to think about. I hope that we get to talk one-on-one. I look forward to supporting you in every single way. And this series is a way for you to totally transform your life. Until we speak again, stay awake, love life, and be epic.